watching Good Day Siouxland with Mallory Smith and meteorologist Victor Perez from KCAU 9 News. This is Good Day Siouxland.
Good morning and thank you for waking with us. It is currently 6:45 on this Thursday morning. I'm Mallory Smith.
I'm Victor Perez.
Well, I know that we're waiting for the sky to get a little bit lighter, but I guess we can tell you right now that it is going to be chilly outside, so be aware of that. It's going to get colder, or what are we going to be seeing?
We're going to be seeing a cooler day overall for what is typical for the start of fall, which is today. But we can see the conditions have started to get just a tad lighter. It's going to take a little bit longer to see that sunrise, but also it's going to be a little harder to see as we see cloud coverage that is present through most of the viewing area, with winds flowing out from the north at under 10 miles per hour for most of us. We'll see that the out-the-door forecast shows temperatures that will be in the 50s to start off right around 9 and 11, but that's an improvement considering right now most of us are in the 40s, though it is going to be a little bit warmer as we go forward through the afternoon, putting temperatures after the midday period into the 60s, where we top out in the upper 60s. Don't expect to see 70s across Siouxland today. Mallory?
Thanks, Victor. Well, in a speech at the United Nations General Assembly, President Joe Biden condemned Russian President Vladimir Putin's war on Ukraine. Now, this comes as Putin moves to escalate the war. And several Siouxland colleges are enjoying increased enrollment in the fall semester. That begins our newscast with what you need to know before you go. From on-campus community to affordability, schools say there are plenty of reasons why more students are choosing to pursue an education in Siouxland. The University of South Dakota, Dordt University, and Northeast Community College have all reported an uptick in students for the fall semester. Greg Van Dyke is the director of admissions at Dordt University. Dordt saw its highest enrollment in school history during this fall semester. Van Dyke says 40% of the student body comes from more than 400 miles away, but the community makes Siouxland feel like home.
Talking to community members before school started this fall, them sharing that they're excited to have students back on campus. And so Sioux Center definitely wraps their arms around our students, and they need to, because our students do come from a long ways away, so they're not going home on the weekends.
He says the variety of programs the school offers, ranging from agriculture to social work, always plays a big role in attracting students to Dordt. Meanwhile, the president at the University of South Dakota credits the need-based South Dakota Freedom Scholarship for playing a role in their rising enrollment numbers.
Affordability is top of mind for families now more than ever. And so the more we can do for affordability, the more I think we're going to see success like we have this year.
USD's enrollment is up by 8% this year, and USD is also seeing its largest incoming class of international students. Well, it's not just area universities that are making big accomplishments this semester. A Sioux City middle school has made it to the top 300 in a nationwide contest. It's the nation's premier middle school STEM competition, with thousands of students from across the U.S. taking part. So one of the contestants was Shaylee Pondia, an 8th grader at Sioux City East Middle School. Her project for the competition was extending the shelf expectancy of strawberries.
I would take a box of strawberries and coat them with my coatings using an electrostatic nanoparticle sprayer, so I don't use that many preservatives going on. And I would store them in a refrigerator and check their TDS, pH, and fruit firmness levels in 48-hour intervals.
Shaylee says the life expectancy grew from 4 days to 15 days. Well, elsewhere, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem is now facing a lawsuit. It comes after her office refused to release expense records for 5 out-of-state trips this year to a watchdog group. American Oversight filed the suit, which alleges that the governor's office didn't follow the state's open records law by claiming that releasing the records would create a threat to Noem's safety. In May, the organization had requested expense records, including lodging and travel, for the trips that the governor had taken so far in 2022. Noem's campaign spokesman calls it a baseless political attack and, quote, election year propaganda. American Oversight is an organization that files open records requests and litigation against Republican officials. Well, elsewhere in a speech at the United Nations General Assembly, President Biden condemned Russian President Vladimir Putin's war on Ukraine. This comes as Putin moves to escalate the war.
President Putin has made overt nuclear threats against Europe. Now, Russia's calling up more soldiers to join the fight. And the Kremlin is organizing a sham referenda to try to annex parts of Ukraine. This war is about extinguishing Ukraine's right to exist as a state, plain and simple, and Ukraine's right to exist as a people.
Biden's speech came hours after a rare address by Putin to the Russian people. In Putin's speech, he warned that Russia is willing to use nuclear weapons. And with Western officials estimating that Russia has lost 20,000 troops in nearly 7 months of war, Putin is now calling up 300,000 reservists to fight. After Putin's speech, many airline flights leaving Russia sold out. Some passengers purchased one-way tickets. The speech also sparked protests in more than at least 40 Russian cities, with more than 1,400 protesters arrested so far. Tomorrow, Russia plans to stage referendums in areas in eastern and southern Ukraine. They plan to annex those regions so they can claim that an attack there will be an attack on Russia. And back in the U.S., the state of New York has sued former President Donald Trump, the Trump Organization, and 3 of Trump's children. New York's Attorney General announced yesterday morning they're suing for alleged widespread fraud involving false financial statements related to the company and overstating the value of nearly every major property Trump owns.
Claiming you have money that you do not have does not amount to the art of the deal. It's the art of the steal.
The lawsuit is seeking at least $250 million in damages, and to bar the former president and his children, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric and Ivanka Trump, from ever serving as an officer of a company in New York again. Now, this is a civil case, but James said she also made criminal referrals to the IRS and to federal prosecutors in New York. Meanwhile, a federal appeals court is now allowing the Justice Department to continue looking at classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago. The court said in its order that Trump has presented no evidence of declassifying those records. Well, you may have noticed the flow code popping up in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And that's your opportunity to download the free KCAU 9 News and Weather app.
Just scan it with your phone and follow KCAU 9 News 24/7. You can also find it in your phone's app store.
Yeah, and here's today's story of the day.
Every day we share a pet picked up by Sioux City Animal Adoption and Rescue who's waiting to go home.
This is Clyde, a 1 to 2-year-old male gray and white long-haired cat. He was found on the 500 block of Omaha Street with several of his friends. The shelter says he's very loving and is looking for his forever home now. So Clyde's available for adoption now.
If you've lost your pet or if you're looking to adopt, you can visit the rescue's website. That's at SiouxCityAnimalRescue.com.
And Clyde has one of the pinkest noses I've seen. I just can't stop looking at his pink little nose there. He's got long hair, too, so maybe he's going to be happier that the temperatures are fine and cool down. We're in fall. Clyde might be happy about that.
Yeah, I think he's not going to be the only one. A lot of people probably excited to see cooler temperatures after that record-breaking heat that we just had on Tuesday. Now, temperatures across the area being reported in the 40s and 50s still. You can see Sioux City at 51 degrees. We've stayed pretty close to that in most of the evening hours. 47 in Vermilion as well as in Wayne. And if you want cooler, travel northeast. Spencer at 41, while Sheldon is at 39 degrees with a looping radar that shows showers and storms present in parts of southwestern Nebraska. We'll see that they slowly try to expand, but they're not expected to really move into central or northeastern Nebraska as conditions favor us remaining dry with cloud coverage persisting going forward through the daytime and into the morning hours of tomorrow. Now, overnight, we start to see some showers by the corner of North Dakota, South Dakota, and Montana. They travel further east and expand a little bit as we see a little bit of a line of showers moving through close to sunrise for the start of the day on Friday. As we continue towards midday, we see clouds, but it's starting to see clearer conditions for much of Nebraska and southern South Dakota, which we'll be moving in shortly here. Now, temperatures today are going to be in the upper 60s with cloudy skies as we see shifting winds from the northeast to the southeast, which overnight will help keep us a little bit warmer as we expect temperatures in the 50s again. Now, mid-60s for highs tomorrow with 70s through the weekend, so it's going to be a great weekend out there, getting a little bit warmer as well as a little bit sunnier. Mallory?
And now we turn to sports, where soccer is back in Siouxland. Northwestern and Morningside faced off on the field, both looking to start a win streak early in the season. Anthony Mitchell has more on that in your morning sports wrap.
Good morning, Siouxland. A pair of our local men's soccer G-Pack squads faced off under the lights at Elwood Olson Stadium. The Northwestern Red Raiders took on the Morningside Mustangs, as both squads are looking to start up a win streak while picking up a big conference win. Morningside won both meetings last year in one-goal victories, but Northwestern hopes to pick up the victory in 2022. Mustangs applying pressure. Benny Wieselkamper connects with his teammate for the deflection, but Ezekiel Foltz turns it away with a sliding save. Home team looking to create another chance. Robin Tamala cuts inside past the defender, but his kick goes way right. Morningside just missing out on a big chance. Red Raiders responding with a chance of their own. Joshua Wingfield makes a nice move and finds Stan Vanderbilt right in front of the goalie, but Bijan Huth is there to deny it. Both teams with early opportunities, but each defense standing tall. Neither team able to get on the board in the first half or in the second half, as both teams play to a scoreless draw. Finally, the Iowa wrestling team released their Big Ten schedule, giving Iowa plenty of opportunities at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Iowa will have 4 home duels, with the first coming on January 6th as they host the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Then the Hawkeyes will clash with the defending national champion Penn State Nittany Lions on the road on January 27th, while wrapping up their slate at home against Michigan on February 10th. And that'll be all for sports. Have a good day, Siouxland.
Now let's take a look at this morning's headlines, what you need to know before you go. Well, several Siouxland colleges are enjoying increased enrollment in the fall semester. The University of South Dakota, Dordt University, and Northeast Community College have all reported an uptick in students for the fall semester. Dordt University saw its highest enrollment in school history during this fall semester. Meanwhile, USD's enrollment is up by 8% this year, and USD is also seeing its largest incoming class of international students. And meanwhile, the trial of U.S. Capitol rioter Doug Jensen of Iowa is ongoing. In the nation's capital, a witness testified yesterday that at one point Jensen became the leader of the mob. The Des Moines man was one of the first people to breach the U.S. Capitol building during the January 6th attack. Capitol Police Officer Eugene Goodman also testified on the stand on Wednesday. He is the law enforcement officer that Jensen chased up a flight of stairs. The judge says the trial is not expected to last longer than a few days. In a speech at the United Nations General Assembly, President Joe Biden condemned Russian President Vladimir Putin's war on Ukraine. Biden's speech came hours after a rare address by Putin to the Russian people, with Western officials estimating that Russia has lost 20,000 troops in nearly 7 months of war. Putin is now calling up 300,000 reservists to fight. After Putin's speech, many airline flights leaving Russia sold out. Some passengers purchased one-way tickets. The speech also sparked protests in at least 40 Russian cities, with more than 1,400 protesters arrested so far. All right, well, it is fall, y'all, and I can say that actually because I lived in the South for about 4 years, so that's my way of saying it's going to get colder here. We're already feeling that this morning. Some of those temperatures are starting to drop.
Yeah, we are seeing cooler weather, Mallory, and it's going to continue through the next couple of mornings. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 40s and 50s, and we're only going to warm up into the 60s for daytime highs, so don't expect too much relief. As we'll see that the next couple of days, though, are going to be a little bit warmer after today and tomorrow, because we see that tomorrow still stays in the mid-60s with temperatures that will be in the 70s for Saturday. Warmer 70s, and we remain in the 70s for much of next week until we start to warm up towards the end of the week, Mallory, with nothing but sunshine. So we got cloudy days today, cloudy tomorrow with some rain chances, and then clear and dry conditions for Siouxland.
Yeah, focusing on those rain chances a lot because I know those are our only ones of the week, but some nice, pretty sunny temperatures to remain after that to go back to.
Yeah, we'll be seeing clearer, drier weather.
Yeah, and if you look outside right now, I gotta say that sunrise is looking beautiful. Some pinker skies right now. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.